All right folks, Coach Dan here, First Strike Athletics. Today I'm going to share with you my favorite weightlifting movement that I use for developing power and strength for my punches and my kicks. Not only is it great for developing punching power, but also will help you become a little bit more resilient against punches, okay? I'm going to show you the basic movement. I'm going to show you more advanced explosive variation. I'm also going to show you a couple of common mistakes that I see that you're going to want to avoid. So make sure you watch the video all the way through. So I got my bar, I got my landmine at the bottom. This is mounted into a piece of plywood and we have some anti-slip rubber stoppers on the bottom. If you don't have an option with one of these, you can take the bar and go into like the corner of a wall and put it in there. Just make sure you wrap something around it like a towel or something like that to make sure you don't damage the wall. Always check with the gym management people first before you do that. You don't want to piss them off. But generally speaking, most people are cool with it as long as you're not damaging their stuff. So from here, the basic variation. I'm going to show you just the bar first. The basic full contact twist. Hand one hand here, one hand here. I'm gonna take my left foot, I'm gonna turn it out slightly here, okay? From here, I'm gonna be driving off my right leg. So I'm pushing off my toe just like I would if I'm throwing like a right cross. And from here, everything's gonna turn together. Got the bar in front of me. I'm just trying to line this up the camera. That's better, all right. So I have the bar in front of me, one hand here, toe out a little bit, and I find for a lot of people it helps to bring it back just a bit. From here, I'm gonna drive off this back foot, just like I would from like throwing a cross, and everything's gonna rotate together. So my shoulders and my hips are gonna stay kind of like lined up and everything's gonna rotate through. So, okay, arms are coming straight up and out, and then back down to here. This arm here is not pressing the bar. This is a good motion. Like a wall press, I like this one a lot. It's a good lift. I like it, but that's not what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is pushing off this leg and rotating through. So I want to keep everything stable up here, and here, okay? Don't let the arms bend and drive up. That's not what we're doing. The other mistake I see a lot of people do is they're kind of like crouch into this. So I want to be going through here and back down. Now once you start adding weight to this, you might want to bring this leg back. You'll also see some people do it from here. I don't like this variation as much. So now I have some weight here. This is gonna be right against my leg. So I'm gonna take my left leg, bring it back, up and down, up and down, okay? Do 2 or 3 reps on each side. Again, I've talked about this before with explosive movements. You don't need to go crazy doing tons and tons of reps, especially if it's heavier weight. 2 or 3 reps each side. Give yourself a little bit of rest in between. All right, so now I'm gonna show you the more advanced version. I'm making like a butterfly grip, so I got my thumbs like so on the front of the bar, one hand over top of the other hand. Don't lace your fingers together. If you know about Muay Thai, you know about clinching, don't lace your fingers together, right? From here, I'm gonna have the weight away from my body. I'm not locking out my elbows, they're gonna be slightly bent here. I'm gonna bring one foot back and one foot forward. So I'm basically in my kickboxing stance. From here, I'm gonna drop down to my right side, bend my knees, and explode back up. Again, just like with the basic variation, I don't want to be bending my arms, I don't want to be twisting, I want to keep everything nice and strong here. The power is starting from my legs and driving up and through. So you can see this motion as I'm coming through here, it's just like throwing a right cross. Or if I'm a southpaw, it's just like throwing a right hook. Very similar, not exactly the same obviously, but very similar, okay? So again, make sure you have a basic variation down first before you try this one. Right, so this is developing power from my legs, traveling through my hips, my core, and in through my shoulders, just like throwing a punch. As I do this is also helping develop stabilization throughout here. So the muscles in my core are gonna become stronger. So you're gonna be able to take hits better. Not that this is like the only thing you should be doing for conditioning your body. This will help with that, okay? As long as you do it right. So I'm not bending and crouching and trying to explode from here. It's all from my legs and my body just goes with that energy. A good way to think about this is like you're riding a wave. You're pushing off the legs, the power is developing from here, it's going through, and your arms are just riding that wave of power. They're not really doing a lot of work themselves. They are the arrow, your legs are the bow, just like when you're throwing a punch. So common mistakes, when you're gripping the bar, again, don't put your fingers like this, here and here. Keep your shoulders and your hips lined up. Coming down here. You're not letting the weight pull you down. If the weight's pulling you down, it's too heavy. Lighten the load. It does not have to be super heavy to get a good training effect from this. Coming down and popping back up. If you're here and you're grinding this weight, again, too heavy. This is about as heavy as you need to go. 25 pounds, 2 to 3 reps. I'm about 190 pounds. As long as I can snap through this with good power and good speed, I'm doing it right. If you're grinding it out, if you're twisting your body, it's not gonna be good for you. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna get the beneficial training effects from it. It's gonna be detrimental to your training, okay? All right, so that's the full contact twist. I got a few more videos coming out for helping to develop explosive power in the gym. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.